Hi everyone, welcome to this video. Today I have a home sewing project. I've been wanting to give my kitchen chair cushions a makeover for a while now. They were originally from IKEA. I don't want to promote IKEA as a brand on here, but I just want to be honest that that's where they're from. My intention is to not shop at IKEA anymore because they're fast furniture. It's my preference to have a vintage or secondhand kitchen table, but you know, we have what we have. So we have like standard kitchen chairs and then cushions that strap on with Velcro. The cushions are a bit destroyed from our various art projects. There's a lot of paper mache drops all over them. There's paint stains, there's probably food stains, and also the Velcro straps just don't look good in my opinion. So what I want to do is wash them, and then I want to make new covers for them. I want the covers to be able to zip off so that they could be washed separately from the foam core. And that's my general project idea for today. The first step that I have to do is to wash the cushions. So I'm just gonna throw them in our washing machine. Once they're done washing, I'm going to tumble them in our dryer on a low heat setting. Once they're all clean, I can get started on the actual project. I'm going to start by cutting off the Velcro strips, and I am going to save this Velcro so that if I ever need Velcro in the future, I have pieces because, you know, why not hold on to them? Before I make the covers for each cushion, there's more cushions, I laid out my quilting batting, and I'm going to cover these in quilting batting. I'm kind of gonna make a extra layer around here that will permanently make it a little bit softer and also smooth out the top surface because I'm going to ignore these indents. Okay, now that I have my shape for the batting, I'm gonna lay this on the batting and use it as a template to cut out 3 more so that I have 4 in total. And then I'll sew the sides on the sewing machine and slip them onto the pillows. I'm going to hand sew this shut so that the pillow just is covered in batting. Could have been a little neater, but it's okay. Now I'm going to make a pattern out of this muslin fabric. I'm pretty sure my sister gave this to me, which she received from a job she was working at that had a bunch left over, so it otherwise would have been thrown out. I'm gonna use this to make the first pattern. You know what? I should probably iron this first. Okay, I have 2 pieces of roughly square rectangle-ish sized muslin. It's a little bit dirty, but I'm only using this to figure out how to make a paper pattern, so I'm not too worried about it. What I'm gonna do is sandwich this between them. I'm going to pin this together. Essentially, I want a top and a bottom piece, but I want both pieces to be the same exact size so that I only need 1 pattern piece. So I'm gonna pin these together, just shaping it around the pillow. Excuse me. Okay, here is my pillow shape. I'm gonna go get a pen or a pencil, and I'm going to dot along the line of pins in my pen or pencil to mark off the shape. I also want to mark off where I want the zipper to be, which is going to be right about here. Okay, I dotted around the whole edge of this with pen. I'm going to unpin it. So here's what it looks like unpinned. Now I'm gonna go get my rulers so that I can draw a line around here and add a 1/2 inch seam allowance. I have a hip curve with a French curve at the top and a clear 2-inch ruler, 2 by 18 inch. This is my favorite kind of ruler, and I've had this ever since I was a fashion design student at FIT. Both of these rulers are my rulers from when I was a student. Okay, I'm gonna use this to connect all the dots. I probably should be working on a flatter surface than my carpet, but I'm just feeling a little bit too lazy to move. I think it'll be fine. Okay, here's how this looks with the 1/2 inch seam allowance added around all the edges. I'm going to cut this out, and I'm going to cut out a second one in the other piece of muslin that I have so that I can pin it back together and just make sure that it fits all right. The 2 pieces are pinned together. I'm just going to stuff the pillow inside. I left an opening where I want the zipper to be, so I want to make sure this fits one more time before I cut out the actual fabric. And I did decide that if this works, if it fits okay and the pieces are the right size, I'm gonna skip cutting this out in paper because I don't really have pattern paper right now. I just have art paper or scraps of brown paper. I think it's gonna work. I might make the seam allowance a little bit tighter than a 1/2 inch, but generally speaking, it looks good. I'm gonna use this as my pattern piece. And I'm going to cut this out 8 times in the red and cream striped fabric. And I'm not worried about the ties just yet. I'm going to do that probably last. I don't know, we'll see how that comes together. This is the fabric I'm going to use for the chair covers. It's from the Resource Exchange, so it is secondhand. I'm just pinning this muslin piece on top of it, and then I'm going to cut it out, and the fabric's folded in half, so there's 2 layers to it. I decided to cut out the ties using my ruler as the template for their size. I cut out 8, but I needed to actually cut out twice that amount, 4 for each chair, but I learned that once I started sewing them. Okay, I started sewing all of these and then realized I was doing the wrong thing, or at least not what I had planned originally. I don't want to sew the 2 pieces together. I want to fold one piece in half and then sew a seam on that. And that way I have the correct number of ties. So I need to seam rip all of these and do that over. So that's what I'm doing right now. I guess that's kind of typical for when I'm sewing with a project that I make up myself rather than following a pattern. It takes a little more thinking through the steps, and there's a lot of learning involved, even with the simplest kind of a thing. That's just sewing for you, I guess. I can't find my special tool for turning stuff like this right side out, so I'm just gonna use a safety pin and hope that this does the trick. I'm gonna start constructing the cushions, and right now I'm basting along where I want the zipper to be, and then I'll pin it in place, and then I'm going to hand stitch it down. That's how I was taught to put in a normal zipper. And I'm sewing it in place using a zipper foot. Now I'm going to put the ties at the corner of the cushion where the chair leg will be, and I'm going to sandwich them between the 2 layers of fabric, pin them down, and while I'm doing this I'm just going to pin around the whole cushion so that I can sew it all together. Flip this inside out or right side out. The zipper opening is pretty small because I have to fit this whole cushion in. I'm starting to get pretty tired because this is a lot of work. Yesterday felt like a little bit of work. Today feels like a lot of work. That's a really small opening to fit the pillow in. Because this is cheap IKEA foam, I think I can do it. The stripes are very fun. I think they're super summery, which is appropriate since we're in spring right now. They kind of remind me of like a beach umbrella. The pillow fits great. I think it looks pretty good. One of the reasons I wanted a seam all the way along the edge of this is I was thinking if I want to remake covers for like the fall and winter in maybe like a corduroy or something to get another look, I could try to add a piping inside this seam for a little extra style. Where's the zipper? And then these ties will tie around the chair legs. I'm a little bit unsure about the ties, and I might want to, oh my god, my hair is so crazy right now. I might want to, in the future, if I ever want to make more covers to change out when I want a little color change or something, I might try to experiment with more of like a button tab that could go around the chair legs. But here's how this looks, and now I just have to sew the rest, the other ones, so that I have all 4. Pretty cute. the video. I hope you liked seeing my process for making covers for our kitchen chair cushions. I think they came out pretty cute. I feel good about that project. I will be back soon with another video. Hope you're all doing well out there and have a great rest of your week. Bye.